Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander.
And welcome to another episode of our card spotlight series in which I highlight a card that I think should see more play in Commander. But before that, just a quick reminder to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos. We're well on our way to 1 million subscribers and your support means everything to me. And today we're going to be talking about Lost Isle Calling. For 1 colorless and 1 blue, it's an enchantment that says whenever you scry, put a verse counter on Lost Isle Calling, and 4 colorless, blue, exile Lost Isle Calling, draw a card for each verse counter on Lost Isle Calling. If it had 7 or more verse counters on it, take an extra turn after this one, activate only as a sorcery. So I opened this in a pack and initially was very excited because I thought it was a mythic, and the art on this, the alternate art, is absolutely gorgeous. The original art is a bit so-so, but I love the extended art. It's so pretty. The palette of colors is fantastic. But anyway, onto the actual mechanics of the card. I think it's very good in niche decks. There are only 2 kinds of decks that are going to be interested in this, and basically they are scry decks and proliferate decks that also run a little bit of scry. There are 21 commanders that care about scrying or scry by themselves, so this can slot into any of those decks quite well. It is worth noting that you want to be scrying one multiple times rather than scrying once for a big amount, because this is going to trigger every time you scry, and it's not going to put counters equal to the amount of cards you looked at, like some of the other scry payoff effects. Needing 7 or more verse counters on it to take the extra turn is a lot. You definitely want to be taking the extra turn, because if you're just paying 6 mana to draw some cards, it's not quite as good. Although that can be something to do if you're really desperate and need to draw into some answers. You can just sink some mana into this and draw a bunch of cards, and that can be okay in the right situation. I get that a lot of people probably dismiss this card because it looks very slow and dirtly, and it is all of those things, and your opponents can see it coming for a mile off, and the fact that you have to use it at sorcery speed is definitely a downside. But when you do get it off, and it is possible to get it off, it's not unreal to think so in a deck with a lot of scry, then this is going to be an incredibly powerful effect. Drawing 7 cards and taking an extra turn, it should really win you the game. If you can't win the game from that kind of situation, then I don't know when you're going to be able to win. It is a little bit Win More-ish in that you need to be able to have all of that mana to sink into it and have it with a lot of counters for it to do anything. But when you do get to do that, it is very game winning and it should finish the game very quickly. The other kind of deck that this is going to be good in, as I mentioned earlier, is in proliferate decks, because you only need to get 1 or 2 counters on this, and then you can just proliferate away as you would be doing anyway until you get a ton of counters on this, and it's just going to then again win you the game. I think proliferate decks can actually take advantage of this more than scry decks, as long as you get a counter on it first, simply because proliferate decks often have a lot of +1/+1 counters running around and very big creatures, which means that they're more likely to be able to take advantage of the extra turn and the extra combat step that this is going to be giving them. In any case, it's a super fun and cool build around card, not the strongest power level ever, but I think it's so cheap to pick up that you might as well if you're ever going to play a scry deck. So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think about this card? Please let me know in the comment section below. I read all comments and respond to all of them too. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel. And until next time, take care. Woo!